have paid tribute to their coach, Clive Barker, who was laid to rest today. Several of them reduced to tears. The captain, Neil Tovey, hailing the coach for his ability to unite the team beyond the football pitch. Barker was laid to rest in a special provincial funeral in Durban.
My first encounter with Clive Barker was as a 16-year-old at some provincial trials. And his first comment to the people around him was, "Who's that player with such big feet? He surely can't make it." And then the story continues. And through the years at Durban City and Bushbucks, and I see as I said, there's loads and loads of players that are here today that went through great times. And all those clubs and teams, there was one common denominator that all those teams had, and that was Clive's love for his players. They were all great teams, great players, great teams, great combinations. They could not have been great combinations without a mentor, a fatherly figure that at any moment in time could not only solve your football problems, but also solve your domestic problems.
Thomas Kwenaite is a veteran, I hope he doesn't mind me calling him that, sports journalist. Thomas, good evening to you and thank you for your time tonight. Clive Barker coached Bafana during a golden era. How important was he to that team? To listen to the players, he was everything.
He was indeed that and more, Steve. I think, as some people say, Clive was a saint. He wasn't a saint. Clive was just an ordinary person that did extraordinary things to every club that he played, simply because he respected his players. He never treated them like kids, but he treated them like equals. Like, for instance, during camp, when Bafana first started in the early 1994 cycle, they would go into camp, but knowing that if players are cooped in a camp for a long period, they tend to lose focus and start thinking about home. And Clive would have a special day where he'll release the players and say to them, "Go have a haircut, go home and meet your girlfriend, your wife, your family. But tomorrow, I need you all here at 8 a.m. sharp." And he took no nonsense. I think Clive was an exceptionally talented coach.
It seems one of his strengths was sort of understanding. So many of the players talking about how he treated them as people rather than just players. Was that a big part of his magic?
I think his strength as a coach was his man management skills, because Clive understood that as a person, you have needs, you have family, you have worries, and he liked to know where you live, the family that you have, personal problems if you had. Clive's always had an open book to allow players to talk to him about what worried them, because he knew his players so much. If there would be perhaps a death in the family, Clive would take time to go to that particular player's family to express his condolences to them. It kind of made him a special kind of manager because he was that fatherly figure. I think that is what makes him so special.
We remember Bafana during that golden era as winners. Thomas, we don't call them that now. You know, what's it going to take? Is it going to require another sort of Clive Barker? Is it going to require another gifted set of players? Is there an issue with the administration? Where do we even start to try and reclaim those glory years? We shouldn't forget how important Bafana were to us as a nation in that time.
Yeah, maybe Steve, we need to wait for a day that another Clive is born, who can come maybe 30 years from now, and then maybe he can mold another Bafana. But on a serious note, I think we will need another golden generation to come up like the one that we had in 1996. And maybe we need another coach who is also blessed with the same skills that Clive had. You know, Steve, people don't know that during the 1970s, during apartheid, where we had a black league, a white league, an Indian league, you know, those painful eras. Nobody was allowed to go into townships, but Clive defied the laws enacted by Dr. Pete Koronov and would go into KwaMashu and coach the Amazulu. They threatened to arrest him, but he didn't care. He dared them to arrest him because to him all these laws that decreed that black should play against black and never against white, to him they were just simply nonsense. And I think that is why Clive today, so many players, in fact, even today's generation think Clive is a hero, and I think he was indeed.
There are going to be so many memories of him. He also, I think, from what I can see, spent so much time helping people. He spent so much time, you know, with his players. Even towards the end of his life, he was hugely involved in football as much as he was able to.
He was that, Steve, because I remember he once said that Themba Zwane is such a special player. He's so gifted that I don't think Themba knows how gifted he is. And having said that, after he left coaching professionally, he was always involved in the development of youth. But I don't think he derived as much pleasure as coaching professionals and being involved internationally. And what still pains me is one day when I heard him that nothing pained him more than being fired by the South African Football Association after he had qualified Bafana for the 1998 World Cup. And I think to this day, SAFA, in hindsight, will also admit that that was the biggest mistake they've ever done by firing Clive today. But yes, you're right. I think he was involved all over. And Clive would never say no. Even if he was sick, Stephen, he would wake up and go to assist wherever he was needed. That was Clive.
Thomas Kwenaite, it's an honor to speak to you, sir. Thank you very much indeed.